Alright, audio is going to be out of sync. So let's just do the thing we're going to do straight away. Exit. Yes. Hopefully they'll fix it up. Gotcha, it was probably fine before and now it's not fine. Because that's just the way things go. I should clean up my desk before I start these streams, but bad habits. Lots of bad habits. So, are we legitimately live? Yep, we are. Just everyone's probably asleep, or everybody's fighting off Freddy Krueger or Jason or Tim Cook. Okay, I think you're getting close to clean enough. Let's push that back. There we go. And it's Mr. Stampers, the winner of the prize today, of being the first to arrive. Well, maybe not the first to arrive, but certainly the first to make comment. Just get all these little trashy pieces of what do you call it? Wick. Could probably recycle that. Probably. Ah, here we go. Teresa's here. Gustavo's here. And Raul Gonzalez is here. And Russian that I can't pronounce. I really should learn my Cyrillic alphabet. It would help a lot of people. Alright. Let's get straight into this. Probably would help if I cut the box open properly. Hey, fixing things? How's things over on your side of Australia? See, make sure I don't slash myself. Not really following AV's advice. Ooh, this one's got a couple of dents in it, that's not good. And it looks like my camera's running on the wrong frequency. Why? Update? Nope, other camera. Update. Nope, still flickering. Oh well. You'll just have to live with it. Get a TriStar chip off the table there. Hello, TriStar. I did a iPhone 7 earlier today. iPhone 7 Plus actually. And in all honesty, it was actually my first iPhone 7 Plus for a TriStar. Bonjour, Kim Nguyen. I can never pronounce that. That's Vietnamese name, isn't it? I don't know. My apologies if that was completely wrong. Hey, Rescue. So this one apparently has no backlight. Supposedly it has been diagnosed already, and it does have an image but just no backlight, so hopefully that is the case, because I have got until about 5 to 10, which is about 50 minutes away. Close to 50 minutes away. Actually no, it's not, it's a little less, 45 minutes away let's say. And then obviously I have to go up and give Micro his injection. I'm starting to think I might have to shift his injection times to 9 AM and 9 PM rather than 10 and 10. Only because I find, well, 10 is convenient for me if I want to sleep in. It does sort of split the day a little bit too much. Hey, Luke Boland's here. Who has the pattern on the magnet on the screwdriver? You, that would, well, you'd have to refer to Lewis to find out, because I certainly started doing after he did. Prior to that, I had a magnetic sheet that I put everything on. I still do it with the iPhones, but for pulling out on MacBooks, yeah, Lewis is definitely the winner on that one. So this is a 3437, and I'd say we've got a blown backlight trace by the looks of that. So, cracky, alright, that's also down and out. So we've got a little bit more than just one job here. You can tell it's a 3437 because it's got this wide debugging connector, whereas the 165 is the short debugging connector. This is for the Macbook Airs, 1466s. It's a convenient way of quickly determining which one you've got without digging in too deep. Yeah, that could cause some dramas. It's not bad, but we'll have to fix it up. 3V42's looking a little risky there. Got a bit of corrosion down, so flux and boil a bit that. Alright, we'll get this out. We don't know what we're facing on the other side. Let's see. What the hell? If you're on Discord and you send me private messages asking me how to fix stuff, especially when you're not even thinking of bringing it around or sending it to me to fix, and if it's got nothing to do with a MacBook, then be prepared to be ignored. It's no offense, but you know, there's the whole Rossmann Discord there. There's a channel there called Laptop Repair or PC Repair or MacBook Repair. Go ask in there, don't ask me. The only thing you're going to get out of me is a sense of disdain. If you could see my face when I get those messages, it'd be something like this, like that. I've got no interest in your board repairs when you've got no interest in sending them to me, or if I've got no interest in actually taking them on in the first place. That's it. Oh, we've got a green dot machine. Interesting. I have no idea what that means. I sort of consider it a little bit disrespectful when people do that. It's just, yeah, the information is out there. Don't ask me to give you that information, spoon feed it to you, because you're really not going to get it out of me. Fixing things, send it to me and I'll fix it for you. I know, you're pulling on my tail there. That's okay. You're allowed to pull on my tail. I mean, there's a group of people that you associate with over time, you get to know, and you get to sharing things between each other. Like, you know, if I have iPhone issues, then I might contact Bill or Jason or maybe even Chris Long. Very rarely I'll maybe reach out to Jess because I know she's extremely busy, and also, you know, we don't really have a lot to do with each other other than just professional, professional courtesy. And yeah, you just don't think to ask these people because there are other avenues of finding out the information you want, other avenues that are more respectful to the work that these people do. I mean, these people put so much time and effort into creating content to teach people, and then people expect them to go along and hold their hands. It's like, that's really not how it works. Can you fix me a sandwich? Oh, sure. You want a nice dry turkey sandwich, or let's see, how about a I'll give you a biltong sandwich. I'm taking out the Wi-Fi module because I've got to do some work around that area. Greetings from Algeria. I don't think I've had an Algerian person before. Okay, so we've got to undo what you can't see, which is we've got to undo. Ah, damn, still can't see it. These hinge screws. Now I need a T8 for those. I know a lot of people don't bother to undo those screws, but I just feel more comfortable taking them out. Oh, you son of a... I still haven't fixed this driver. Yeah. Okay, I have to upsize. There we go. what's happened is the shaft has broken loose inside slightly, and so it acts as its own torque limiting wrench. And when that happens, I have to bring out the big guns. If I reheat the shaft and try to get it sort of to glue itself or melt itself back into place, that might work. But I never seem to get around to it. I've got plenty of square turrets, but not very many round turrets. Morocco, hello. Hey, Bryce from New Zealand too. And Ed. Do I still recommend MacBooks to your family and friends? I actually do. You know, within limits. It depends on what they're wanting, what they're using it for. I prefer to get to know what they're trying to do with it, with their machine, before I make any suggestions. But certainly if people say to me, you know, should I get a MacBook because all I want to do is surfing and a bit of office work, things like that, then I'm like, no problem. Just get something like a 1466, a 1502, 1398, something like that. Okay. Well, we could see the ball on there is just perfectly fine, so that'll be a trace issue. That's at fault. Sometimes you can cheat, and I'm probably going to get busted for this, but let's see if we've got continuity. Ugh. Yeah, the paper towel's down there because I didn't want to scratch up the MacBook. There we go. Okay, so we don't have continuity down to there. So I could actually, I believe, run a wire from there to there. It should have the same effect. At least I'm pretty sure. Unless I'm forgetting things in my old age. Okay. And I'll show you why you can sometimes do that. Oh. Seriously?
I thought you were expecting him because he's so late.
I was not expecting someone this late. Okay. Is it that young fella maybe?
He's young, but he's not like a teenager.
No, he's sort of like, yeah. Alright, okay. I'll be right back in a sec. Okie dokie, that was unexpected. Mr. Hunton, thank you very much. You did mention that. Hopefully you get that bad caps login sorted out, because once you've got that, then finding all the files is comparatively trivial. Alright, let's see, 3437 I want. Let's see what I missed here. Dun, dun, dun. My age is 46, I believe. Yes. Alright. Yeah, it's 9:30 at night basically. Hey Cormac. And I wasn't expecting such a thing. Let's see. I'm just scrolling through. Dun, dun, dun. No, it certainly was not. It was not bathroom call. It was money call. I'm just setting up my screeny thingy here. I could be completely wrong, because thank you, Paul, again for micro. Oh, good. I have to get some new insulin soon. So these are the 2 points that I'm talking to. It's like, and we don't have continuity between those and that ball. As far as I know, there should be. My theory behind that being, let's see, go bring up the. Okay, where's our feedback? Okay, so this here is the network, and that's what those test points are on. And as you can see, if you follow that down, through this XW7720. Now, XW7720 is just a little wire in the board, or a little circuit board trace, which happens to be the link that the feedback goes via, which we frequently blow up. So it's that. So that being the case, then effectively this PPV out switch LCD backlight feedback is the same network as this one up here. So wherever we see this network, i.e. at these 2 points, we should be able to connect, and therefore we can just run a wire from there to there, assuming that the break actually is occurring between those 2 points. You can get situations where it is there is continuity between pin 5 here and these, in which case it's not going to do you any good. But it seems like it's blown between there and there. But I might just, for the sake of the sake of not making a complete butt of myself, I may actually just prove this theory one way or another. I'll put some solder on there and get things going. Because it saves routing it over to the other, blah 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 blah, routing it over the edge. Microscope. Looks like I got someone who's slightly more advanced in their deterioration than I am. We've got a 72 person. Okay. I think you probably get older worrying about the fact that you're getting older. Unfortunately, I can't work out how to stop worrying about the fact that I'm getting older, let alone the fact that I'm worrying about the fact that I'm worrying about I'm getting older. Everyone follow that? DEFPUM, this is a 3437. Okay, so I'm going to do a continuity check. I've got my black probe on the end of this wire, that's on the other side. Okay, so we've definitely got that, which is to be expected. But yeah, it's... Oh wait, bugger. That does work. Alright. Well, that actually... Crikey, mate. Loud enough? I'm half wondering if just doing what I did then putting the solder over this actually fixed that veer. It's kind of funny if it did. We're going to flux and boil this. Hey, Nicholas Heidel. Could it actually be the fuse? Well, yeah, there's actually... Let's measure it. Why not? What I should have done is measure the voltage on backlight output before I pulled it apart. Guess what? Guess what? It be the fuse. Okay, but then the question is, why did the fuse blow? And the fuse shouldn't just blow. So let's check our continuity to ground on our backlight output. 0.28. Hopefully we don't have a dead screen. That's going to be a real unfortunate event. Ah, shame. Who took... Oh, thank goodness. Travis's comment got... Yeah, that's the trouble with interruptions. That looks quite intact. Yeah, there's no charring, there's nothing. So we might have a bit of an interesting one on hand. I mean, sure, I can just replace the fuse, but then chances are it's going to go pop bang again. And if things are really not running my way, it could do secondary damage, which is genuinely not what we want. So I'm just going to plug the screen in, and then I'm going to measure. I do get the occasional blown fuse on backlight. As much as we like to joke about the fuses never blowing, they do blow. 0.26, 0.25, so there's nothing unusual there either. And that definitely concerns me. It's kind of like when a bug, like a software bug, just goes away. And you're thinking, why did it just go away? Bad coils on MacBooks? Yeah, if you can't, things like you won't be able to get full brightness, things like that. So let's get this cleaned up, which means I have to take it out of the chassis. Otherwise I'll melt the clutch cover, and you really don't want to melt those. Half the problem is, while you can buy replacement ones, they are never the same quality. So I'm just going to remind myself, I should know what that is, but I always forget. 5510, oh yeah, SMC reset, that's right. Alright, yeah, we'll definitely clean that up. Hey Sonia, nice to see you. Yeah, software does not fix itself, it merely hides its issues. And electronics pretty much most of the time is the same. This doesn't look too bad. This is more just... Oh, damn it. Blooming iPhone settings. As I said, I did an iPhone 7 Plus TriStar today. First one ever. And it actually wasn't too bad, but I did have to go back in and do it again. And by do it again, I mean I just reflowed it and gave it another tap, and it was fine. It just, I don't think it sat down properly on the back holes. But yeah, once I did that, it was fine. But then I ran into other issues, which was the home button intermittently would work and then not work, and the phone would keep reporting to me that there was an issue. And you don't normally see blue color test pads. And in the end, that I think was the problem, was that the screen has been replaced on it. That's actually quite a spluttering of balls there. The screen had been replaced on it, and the prior technician or whoever did it. So we've got these streaks of liquid damage here. I think they over-tightened the screw that goes into the home button. Thankfully, yeah, someone's been scratching at that, or something has. Thankfully, they didn't break the home button. And once I put the torque back to what it should be, or close to what it should be, it was all working again. It could have also just been a bad cable setting. Well, here's a question. Could the driver be bad? I've noticed there's some marks on it. And these sort of... Is that a bit of corrosion in there? Something green, but I don't think it's corrosion. It's like a ghost in the machine. Certainly. G'day, KN Fix Pro. I'm just having a look at the chat now. Hey, Shad. Boogerboard. Yeah. Mido Dido. Hello. So how many people are here because Lewis told you to come over here? I was watching my stats this afternoon, just out of the corner of my eye, and all of a sudden I see this uptick in video views and comments, and I'm like, what's going on? It turns out it was Lewis on a bit of a promotional rampage, telling people that they should subscribe and follow and stuff like that. Got your first benchtop power supply. Oh, which one did you get, Luke? I don't know if I'll know it, but you never know. Anyway, yeah, fuses don't blow just on their own, so... Oh man, someone jammed this in. So easy for that to happen. And now that metal is forever fatigued. And this has been through an ultrasonic clean. This is sort of gathering of fine particles. That's what happens when you're ultrasonic and you've had cotton bud or earbuds or Q-tips, whatever you want to call them, over the board at some point. Or at least it looked like it was an ultrasonic victim. I could be wrong. Sometimes the fibers actually come from the liquid indicators. Chiefy Banggood, 30 volt, 10 amp. Long way. Hey, Gasman 44. Jangle Stick. Jangle Stick is a Rossmann victim. Welcome, Jangle Stick. Well, belated welcome, I should rather say. Alright, so we've got no short. Let me just check a couple of other things. I'm too busy yabbering and not thinking. Okay, 0.83 on that side. 0.12 now. That's a little on the low side. Oh, PV just bus G3 hot. Okay, that's acceptable. Sorry, I was thinking it was something else. My bad. Well, actually, this cap down here looks a little roughed up. Or was it just junk on it? It might have been just junk. Sometimes you can get lucky, you can see the cracks in them. Well, let's replace the fuse and see what happens. I won't be plugging the screen in though. I'm more curious to see if it drops itself without having the screen in. Because like I said, I can't see any damage on the backlight pins or any, like, there's no oh wait, maybe there is. Wait, what's that? What's that? Is that a melted pin? That's a, oh yeah, actually it is. Yeah, it's puffed its guts out. Yeah, that got very hot there. Let's have a look at the other side. So Reware highlighted a new design software they did, similar to Boardview yesterday. Sonia, you're talking about Refox? Yeah, I've seen Refox. Oh, crikey. Yeah, that's a char fest in there. We're going to have to replace this connector for sure. Okay, so what's probably happened? Where did this board come from? Because there is none of this damage. You should see that sort of damage on the screen connector, but there is none. So this is a donor board that's been dropped in and doesn't function. It blew the fuse before it was sold, and then it's just been plugged in because it doesn't work. Now they probably assumed it worked because of the fact that they got a fan spin, but they were being misled. Alright, wow, it's not too dissimilar to the situation we had yesterday. Now Sonia, I'm not too concerned about them, thankfully, mostly because they're basically a rewrite or a rebadging effectively of what EasyDraw, PB, you know, all the ZXW, they're all the same sort of core engine systems, and they all have one flaw, and that is they expect you to trust them with what they send off to the internet. The upside is they do offer quite a few boards, which I don't. But then again, I'm not in the market of producing board. You know, I don't supply board views with my stuff for legal reasons. Some flux on there just to help this out. This is where the history of a board can be so useful. I mean, no wonder it didn't make sense that I had a blown fuse and the screen connector was okay, as in the one actually on for the LCD. Something's wrong. There we go. I was rather reluctant to come off. Hey Keith McDermott. I'd say Keith, well, I know, the cap up here is touching that one. I'll get to that later. Well, we had a bit of a red herring, and thankfully we hopefully have dodged what could have been a rather catastrophic outcome. Like if I'd changed that fuse, plugged it back in, then I'm not sure what the outcome would have been, to be honest. There's a chance it might not have been a good one. Yeah, we're switching back out of the 4-way though. Going back to the microscope and my glorious mug. Yeah, that's why I think, Sonia, that this actually came... This is a donor board, a refurb. I do not believe this is the board that was in there when that happened. Hence why it looks like it's been ultrasonic and everything. Wow. Paul can't. Let's hope it's the right screen. Yeah, I hope so too. I'm pretty sure it is, but I will double check that. How are we going for time? Crikey, it's already... I'm really running out of time here. I might have to go up, get micros sorted out, and then come back. Alright, give yourself a replacement connector. Oh. Hey, Bob. Alright, we're going to use the same method we did the other night. Let's get ourselves a very little tack, like that. That's good enough. And we'll come back and we'll improve that pad later. And likewise that one. Don't think that was sitting down quite right. There's no flux there, I know. It's okay, I'm well aware of it. You don't have to tell me everything I stuff up on. Okay, now we put the flux down. Just heard a gecko? You certainly did, Kevin. Little bastard things that crap all over my electronics, destroy other people's machines. I'm fine with the latter because that means more money for me. Haha. I'll have to just give some thermal assistance in a little bit to make these look better. Because right now they're pretty damn shonky. Okay. Now we use the heat assist and make them flow. Beautiful. And the same for this side. There's a little bit too much solder actually on that one. yeah, that looks good. What did I... Paul Hutton, I am very sorry to hear that. That is dreadful. Is there anything you can do? Can you report that to anyone, or... I'm sort of really don't know what to say about that. I mean, obviously the fact that it's dreadful. We have a lot of similar situations around here. Fortunately not with poisoning at the moment, but certainly people do go out of their way to inflict harm on cats in particular. So, yeah, I'm greatly sorry to hear that. Yeah, these situations you just want to rip their heads off. The people, not the cats, the people. Very sorry to hear that. That makes me mad, actually. Yeah, I mean, I get it if people don't like cats. I mean, okay, I get it. But to actually go out of their way to inflict harm like that, you know, I know people say, oh, you shouldn't judge people and that. Well, I'm sorry, but I'll quite gladly remove people like that from this earth. If I ever end up in jail for murder, you can bet your boots it's going to be because someone's done some animal abuse and I caught them. It's bloody terrible. Very sorry to hear that. Oh crikey, I just realised I don't think I've got any fuses left. So I'm going to have to do the dirty. It's embarrassing, but I have to do it. It's really not a good idea. It's not the best thing to be doing. Stealing fuses from other boards. Sometimes you just got to do it though. Yeah, we've caught people in the past beating their dog, and we jumped out, pulled over, yelled at them to stop, and then we called the police. And unfortunately the police are just sort of like, oh yeah, well, unless someone's life's in danger, please don't call the emergency number. And it's like, you're advertising a couple of weeks ago to do exactly that, and now you're telling us that we shouldn't do that. So I was quite disappointed in the police in that point of the system. I guess it's a case of, sure, for inner city people, it's okay, you call us, we'll do something. For you country bumpkins, tough luck, buddies. At least we did manage to stop them beating the dog, and we monitored that dog for quite a while after. Not as bad as running a wire between the pads, I do tend to agree, yes. Animals are way better than us? Yep, pretty much. Alrighty, what's my timing? 51, I've got 4 minutes. Jeez, what is this, like the Master Chef or something? So, he's only got 4 minutes left and he hasn't even put the thing back in the board, in the chassis yet. I'm not sure if he's going to make it. Oh, and he's forgotten to connect the cables. Oh, no. Yep. I should have a show. Master Repairer. A whole bunch of script kiddies and please broers together in a room. Seeing who can fix up something the first. Alright, let's see if we can get a test going. First thing I'll do is actually get my continuity. Check that that fuse actually didn't die. Okay, the fuse is good. Whoa! That's a short. Why are you a short? I don't get it. Did I get solder in here? I mean, it's not a perfect short, but it's not far off. Backlight's fine. So I guess that's just 0.09. That's a little sort of low. Now I might have to plug this in and see if that goes pop, because that's pretty damn low. I'm just not even sure. There shouldn't be much after that. Maybe our backlight driver is actually cactus. Ah, great. Pricked the wrong one. Hey, Cam. Okay, so with this input, which is basically coming from PV bus, now that we've connected the fuse, we are showing a seriously low value, which we shouldn't be. Alright, what have we got for time? Okay, I'm gonna go do the injection. I'll put my face on the screen. Yep, alright. I'm gonna go do the injection, but then I'll be back. So I'm gonna stop the stream now, and then I'll be back in about 10 minutes, okay? So come back for part 2.